Hello. My name is Andrew Hetherington. I am a photographer and director. I'm from Dublin, Ireland. I've lived in New York City for about 25 years. I work for magazines like Men's Journal. Any Men's Journal in the house? Woo! AARP, Esquire, GQ, to name a few. And I work for commercial clients like British Airways and Carnival Cruise Lines. Big thanks to Marcel, Amy, and Matthew, and the other presenters and everyone for coming out tonight. So yeah, what inspires me? And what can I, how can I put that into 15 images at 20 seconds a pop? So that was tonight's challenge. Well, I have to say that I'm not ready to go. I didn't say go. We can't go back? Oh, I can't go. I've got a whole thing. I got a show and a tell and a dance. There we go, that's better. Well, what inspires me? Well, it's the past, the present, and the future for a start. So where did I go looking for inspiration? Where do I go looking for inspiration? Where do we all go looking for inspiration? So, of course, I went to Instagram, as one does, and I looked for the past, the present, and the future. And, of course, it was overwhelming, as it is. So the Instagram algorithm did me a favor, and it simplified things for me and took me back to my roots, to the country where I was born. So really, kind of when I moved away, I didn't realize how much the people, the landscape, the history, and the culture have inspired me and made me the artist that I am or am not today. Quoting my dear friend and inspirator and fellow presenter, Ben Baker, who's in the house tonight, he said earlier, "It's borderline cruel to make an Irish storyteller stick to talking about 15 things for 20 seconds each." So I have tried to bend the rules a little bit. I'm also apologizing to everyone in advance that I haven't included. Let's go. Go. My first memories of photographs are of postcards, and in particular John Hine postcards. Hine had a style all of his own and introduced vivid color to a genre that had previously been a world of black and white vistas. He also had a distinct sense of composition and was known to carry a saw around to saw away and get rid of any branches or any trees. This is Dunleary. I grew up close to this. This is by a photographer called Shane Lynham. This is the picture this is the same pier that was in the previous picture from John Hine. This moves pretty quickly, actually, just so all you other guys know. I can barely keep up. The Photo Ireland Foundation is dedicated to stimulating a critical dialogue around photography in Ireland, promoting Irish-based artists around the world. They also put on a yearly photo festival, and they publish new Irish works. I've got some to give away. Quick. Giveaways. This is the Library Project in Dublin's Temple Bar. This is the year-round cultural centre that they run Photo Ireland, and they publish new Irish works. A must visit if you go to Dublin. Do say hello to Angel Luis Gonzalez Fernandez. That's not him. Who runs the store. I first saw Bob Carlos Clark's erotic glamour imagery in the pages of Practical Photography as a horny teenager. But it was his documentary work that had a lasting impact, particularly his photos for the groundbreaking cookbook White Heat on seminal Bad Boy. Oh, we're moving right along. This really does move. All right, Conor Horgan was the first photographer that I assisted as a young 18-year-old. His 2015 documentary, The Queen of Ireland, is the story of Rory O'Neill, a social activist and Ireland's foremost drag queen. Little did either of them know that when they started filming the project that it would lead up to include one of the most historic moments in Ireland's social history. Whoa, I got to keep going. It's on Amazon Prime, The Queen of Ireland. Watch it. Perry Ogden is British, but we consider him one of our own. A fashion and documentary photographer who includes a lot of the landscape and real Irish people in his commercial and as well as his personal projects. This is the Hugh Lane Municipal Gallery of Modern Art in Dublin. It's home to Francis Bacon's 7 Rhys Muse London Artist Studio, painstakingly catalogued and rebuilt. It is on view in the exact state it was at the time of the artist's death. Perry actually documented the studio before it was moved. Well, here we go, moving right along. Dennis Dineen, Ireland's Mike Desfarmer, or Seydou Keita, was a local publican, taxi driver, and photographer in Macroom, County Cork. From the 50s to the 70s, he photographed the people of this rural town, often in a makeshift studio. All the pictures were for passports, so they cut out all the pictures, and it's nice to see them uncropped. Gallery photography is also a must visit. They have a great bookstore, and they have Crown Royal Books, which is an English company, but I love what they do, and they have some great Irish titles. So don't forget, you can always follow Gallery of Photography. If you want to follow anyone, this is, go do it. Point, Shoot, Think is James Mooney. I first met James Mooney when he was a young hairstylist working on fashion shoots in the early 90s. He is one of the most sought-after groomers in the business, but his photography, that is his passion, and he has got one of the most energetic feeds going. So check it out, Point, Shoot, Think. Eva O'Leary is an Irish-American photographer who grew up between Ireland and Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. She is one of the many exciting young talents that continue to inspire me. It helps remind like emerging veterans like myself to keep pushing and to keep evolving. It's always interesting to see how other artists from other countries photograph Ireland. This is Doug Dubois, but he doesn't have an Instagram feed, so shout out to Aperture. And his book is one of my favorites, My Last Day at 17, where he photographed a housing estate in Cork. It's also fascinating to see how Irish photographers photograph and interpret the rest of the world. For his American-centric book, Kenneth O'Halloran, the book is called Bing, Bing, Bang, Bang, Bing, Bing. He documented American showing our glorious leader and his Hollywood Walk of Fame star, just how they really feel. The crazy thing is, Ken and I went to art school together when we were 18 for like a year, and it's really amazing to see how he has what he has gone on to do. And this is the last one. Can't end an inspirational presentation on Ireland without mentioning the divisive U2. I can take or leave the music personally, but but what I do admire is the longevity and their ability to reinvent themselves. And of course, there's that picture too by at Anton Corbin 4 or EAL, who made everyone want to be a rock and roll photographer. Next up, it's not Olivia B., it is Ben Ritter. Thank you very much.